Having a blessed morning. I'm having a blessed morning. So I'm back with another good one. And the reason why I'm back with another good one, I want to basically talk about the Asian civilization, right? The Asian civilization. And we just want to focus on the Asian civilization. We're going to talk about, right, before we see civilizations as we know it today, it wasn't like that. Years and years and years and years and years ago, right? And I'm going to bring this back to an understanding which you can understand. And we need to understand this as the indigenous people of America, as the indigenous people of this earth. The first people in creation, right, was us, the descendants. We are the descendants. We not the ancient ancestors per se, but we have the same bloodline. We have the same abilities. We have the same information. We have the same drive. We have the same energy. We have the same guidance as the ancient ancestors. We are the descendants. And this is why it's a big campaign, right, to destroy the descendants of the ancient ancestors. That is called the Uply God Right One. And this bloodline is holy, holy, holy. We was created, right, for justice and balance upon this earth, which is really, really important. I need for you to understand this as the indigenous people, individually, collectively, and as a community, as society, as we progress each and every day trying to figure out and try to make ends meet, right? This is really, really important for us, right? We was created, the first people in creation, we was created with the very, right? The very energy of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence, which has no beginning and has no end to it. He has no beginning and has no end to him. Okay? He don't. Right? He duplicated himself and created us. He duplicated himself and created us. Created the human being. Right? And this is an actual true fact. We are him in physical form, which has a beginning and end, which has a beginning and end. We are him in physical form, which has a beginning and end, right? He has no beginning and end. I'm talking about physically. Spiritually, right? There's a beginning, but there's no end to us. You understand? He took a piece of his glory, a piece of him, and created mankind. And we are the first people in creation. This is an actual true fact, right? So before the earth was split to different parts and different climates of the earth was one. It was one big body of land. This is an actual true fact. I'm gonna fast forward. Now, the land was separated, right? Remember, the land was one, the people was one, the color was one. There was only one color. It was this pigmentation. This is an actual true fact. This was the pigmentation that he chose to keep the earth and keep everything in balance. This pigmentation right here, right? This pigmentation right here that you have basically, right? This pigmentation right here, the darker you are, the more responsibility that you have. The darker you are, the greater is your responsibility. This is an actual true fact, and I want you to know this. Because with this pigmentation can go any and everywhere, right? It has limitations to it, but when we get to certain levels in life, in existence, it can take you beyond this physical existence because you need this pigmentation to travel about beyond the zones of the heavens and the universe with his permission, right? Okay, cool. What happened was we was killing each other. This was before Noah time. We was killing each other and murdering each other. Killing each other and murdering each other. Killing each other and murdering each other. This is an actual true fact. Non-belief and belief. Non-belief and belief. Meaning non-belief and belief. Belief in the Alpha Omega, the creating everything that exists in the Almighty. It's an actual true fact. We was murdering each other. And we had the power. And we had the ability to do it. Because he gave it to us. And the free will. So this is why the flood came about. The flood came about this. To destroy non-belief. Which came from this entity. We are not from this world right here. We are from up there, up above. Beyond, way up above. That's what we are from. This is an actual true fact. Right? So, this was one pigmentation. When one pigmentation, right, after the flood, was dedicated to go to different parts of the regions of the earth now. Being that the earth was separated, now it's to bring about different civilizations, different colors. This is why the rainbow is there, to make the agreement to nature and everything in existence beside the creator that he's not going to destroy the earth no more by flood. This is an actual true fact. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robert. I'm listening to you. Thank you so much, Robert. We're not talking about religion. We're not talking about religion, sir. We talk about actual true fact, spirituality. But we always believe in the one creator, the Alpha Omega, the creator. That came from us first. So, after the flood, he created the rainbow that shows that he's never going to destroy the earth no more that with flood. And that he was going to change the color of pigmentation to red, to yellow, to blue, to different colors. Do you understand that? When they start to settle in different regions and start to procreate, to have civilization and babies, over time, the pigmentation changed and the color changed because that was the agreement of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything existing. Prior to him changing the colors, there was only one pigmentation. It's an actual fact. It was one pigmentation. And this pigmentation was getting out of control. We was killing each other. This is an actual fact. We was murdering and killing each other. Right? So, if you go to every part of regions of the earth, the indigenous people, and he kept this, the creator kept this. The indigenous people, right? In every civilization are very, very dark pigmentation. They're very dark. Very dark. He kept that. So he wanted the people to bear witness that how it was and what he has created. You understand what I'm saying? You know, this specific group of individuals, specific earthly beings, which is him and he is them, but in physical form with limitations. I don't know how he did it. He duplicated himself. He is everlasting. There's no beginning, there's no end to him. But he duplicated mankind. This is an actual true fact. So now the agreement to all civilizations, was to gain knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and experience, right? To the first people, the first civilization that was ever created in existence. And we are the descendants. We are the descendants of these ancient ancestors. Now we are allowed to write. Now we are allowed to speak. This is an actual true fact. But prior to the ancient ancestors, they did not speak or they did not write. The agreement was to uphold the descendants over here in the West, in the West. The West is the first civilization of mankind. Our pyramids are in the earth, not on top of the earth, in the earth. We told many of civilization stop building pyramids and stop building these structures upon the earth because it's going to cause you to it's going to bring pain and suffering upon your civilization. It's going to bring you great turmoil, great struggles, and great responsibilities and great problems from other civilizations. They did not want to listen to us. That's why our pyramids is in the earth. When you hear about Harriet Tubman having an underground railroad, Harriet Tubman was instructed to go through the earth to free many indigenous people of this earth that's not African, right? And not from Africa, and not black and African American and all these other names, Moors, Israelites, and all of these other names. Yes, they come from our civilizations, but these are different civilizations that come amongst us, which we taught knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to spread out amongst the people, to educate the dumb, deaf, and blind based on spirituality, dealing with mathematics, dealing with geometry, dealing with science, chemistry, and everything else, and dealing with nature. This is the actual true facts, and that's the way it went for its balance. The Asian civilization backdoored us. The Arab civilization backdoored us. The European civilization backdoored us. All of these civilizations backdoored us. The indigenous people of the earth, the first people in creation and existed to keep balance amongst us. And all of these civilizations was placed there and to control a portion or part, right, the climate of the earth. This is why it's different pigmentations in different climates, because these civilizations need to take control or take vice journalship of these civilizations. This is the actual true fact. I need for you to understand this. This is really, really important for us. The Asian community, the Asian civilization needs to fulfill their agreement with the ancient ancestors, because the knowledge and wisdom that you have, we taught you. We taught all civilizations how to survive, science, intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the actual creation of the Alpha, the actual worship of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. This is the actual true facts. This is why the big campaign to destroy the descendants. There's always been our land in the West. Always. Always. We never left. We was always here. Even after when the flood happened, we came back here. We came back and settled here. The West is the father of civilization, and the East is the mother and birth of civilization. So we have to understand this, that all these civilizations backdoored us. They backdoored us, man. They backdoored us, beloved. They did. They backdoored us. And I want you to understand that. That's coming from a righteous brother, a godly brother that worship the Alpha Omega, the creating everything existed, the Almighty. This is way before Christians. This is way before Muslims. This is way before any of these ways of life religions that came about later on because what our hands produced. So now you have to separate everybody. But it was always one. When mankind different later, the Creator had to make different ways of life to separate. We need to understand this. The Asian community backdoored us. They need to fulfill their agreement. The Asian civilization need to fulfill their agreement. The European nation need to fulfill their agreement. The African needs to fulfill their agreement, and the Arab needs to fulfill their agreement to the descendants of the ancient ancestors. And that's us over here in the West, That's on stolen land, in holy land, in blessed land. This is our land. They backdoored us. They backdoored us. So I need for you to understand that. I need for you to understand that. I need for you to understand it on a spiritual level. We are called the uply God right ones. That's our title. That's our title. That's who we are. All these civilizations backdoored us. When we fought for our land, fought for years, died. All of the ancestors was dying off, was being murdered, was being killed. Nobody came to our rescue. So I want you to know that. Fulfill your agreement. Fulfill your agreement to the descendants. Fulfill it. Peace, 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 peace. Fulfill your agreement. Fulfill it to us. Beloved, fulfill it. That you made the agreement with the ancient ancestors. Peace, y'all. Peace. Knowledge, rhythm, understanding.